Hey there guys, it's Luke here, your digital concierge at Gramophone. Today we're going to be taking an in-depth look at an old staple recently refinished. The JBL L82 Classic. The L82 Classic is a compact two-way loudspeaker that combines modern speaker technology but with the iconic and retro looks of things like its big brother, the L100 Classic. Also, make sure you check out the video that we did on the L100 after watching this one, as both of these speakers deserve your attention as they stand out as unique products with excellent performance and the look to match. Make sure you guys get subscribed to the Gramophone channel because we've got many of other great products on the way for you. Highlights of things like the L82 and much, much more. Now then, the L82 and why this old look can still sound new. The woofer itself is made out of a pure pulp material, which is very rigid while providing great acoustic characteristics, reminiscent of a speaker from back in what was considered the golden age of audiophilia, around that 70s era where designs like this were most popular. And that is precisely what this speaker harkens back to, but with some modern improvements that take it to the next level. This woofer, for example, while being this papery, pulpy material, is about as rigid as can be while being very light. And even when I just lightly tap on it, you can hear its characteristics come through a little bit already. This thing is ready to go. Being a paper-based design, it has a relatively sweeter, or should I say more natural, warmer, relaxed sound. But being paired with that titanium tweeter keeps a nice balance going. And even though this is a bookshelf speaker, you guys can see the size of it, it is definitely on the upper end of being called a bookshelf, and this 8-inch woofer is no exception. It really can deliver some sweet bass while also handling mid-ranges just fine. The tweeter is a titanium dome that is 1 inch and is actually among the better of titanium domes that I've heard. In fact, while I wouldn't say that it defeats beryllium designs costing many times as much, it comes quite close to them for the overall cost of this speaker, and is a really good demonstrator of the fact that titanium is still a really, really good tweeter material. This tweeter is detailed, but not too sharp and not too harsh. Speaking of bass, you'll see that port. Notice that it's front firing because bass in your face. No, but seriously. The front firing port helps with room bass response and also makes these a little bit easier to position, as while rear ports can help with bass loading, they can also make positioning difficult if they have to be near to a wall. The L82s don't suffer that problem and just fire everything they have directly at you, making setup a breeze, and these actually integrate into most rooms quite well. These can play down to 44 Hertz. Pretty impressive for a bookshelf, especially something using a more classic design like this. And that's a solid 44 Hertz. It's not an overrating in my opinion, it sounds legit. And these play up to 40 kilohertz, so they have plenty of range. They're going to cover more than every detail of information that our ear can even hear, and as I mentioned, a tweeter is rock solid. They have a crossover frequency that's actually kind of low, but I like that. Low for a bookshelf two-way, that is. It's a 1.7 kilohertz crossover, or a 1700 hertz. So that woofer rolls into the tweeter and it takes over at that frequency range. A lot of other speaker designs don't really see this happen until somewhere in like 3000. Getting that a little bit lower allows for one driver to do more of the work, which generally speaking leads to the better integration of sounds as you have more of a dedicated source overall. Finally, this is an 8-ohm speaker, so it's friendly to just about any amplifier and almost anybody can hook this up and play it. It's not the world's most efficient speaker, but it is certainly not a dog or bear to drive either, and just about anything you have will make this work as long as your room isn't gigantic and you need gobs of power because of that reason. Let's start with the dimensions. This is just barely over 11 inches in width, just over 18.5 inches in height, and just under 12.5 inches in depth. And it weighs 27.9 pounds. Now, of course, we gotta talk about the look, because that's half of what this product is all about, but it makes no sacrifices in sound to do so. From the nice white woofer contrasting with the satin black finish, to the highlight of the titanium tweeter, this thing looks the part. The cabinet itself, finished in this sweet walnut veneer that's smooth to the touch and catching to the eye. And then topping it all off with the retro Quadrex foam grille. The one I have is in black, but you can also get this in orange and kind of like an electric blue color. Personally, the blue is my favorite, but all of them look sharp, especially considering what kind of room you'll be putting this into and what the aesthetic of your home is. All of them, though, work very well and contrast very nicely with the walnut finish. And we all love this look because we remember back from the heyday of audio where this came from, and it still works today. Gotta love the styling of the L82 Classic and the fact that it has the sound to match. Lastly, guys, very quick note on compatibility. This is a passive two-way speaker, as we mentioned before. In being a passive speaker, well, it needs speaker wire coming out from an amplifier. You can connect that either bare wire using the binding post like so, spades, again, screwing the spade into the post, or, of course, with a simple banana plug, which is generally what I recommend if you have that on hand, but just about any form of speaker wire will do. And remember, this is an 8 ohm speaker. It's gonna play nice with just about any kind of amp, though of course I would encourage you to find an amp accordingly priced worthy of a speaker of this quality. For $2,500 a pair, yes, you heard that right, per pair, the L82 Classic is a stylish, great sounding, and downright eye-catching loudspeaker that will serve perfectly as both the primary and finishing touches of any great 2-channel listening system. And if you guys want that finishing touch in your home, head on over to skybygramophone.com where you can purchase this product securely and have it shipped fast and free straight to your door. But if you want to try before you buy, fear not, we do have these on display at our showroom location, so come give us a visit in Timonium, Columbia, and Gaithersburg, Maryland. And while you're out and about, don't forget to check out our lovely Kitchen Design Center in Hunt Valley, Maryland. Finally, you can find us on social media now: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, as well as a few others. Just check the links down below. If you guys need help coming up with project ideas, need to schedule a service request, or would like to speak to one of our hi-fi, home theater, and interior design experts, get inspired at gramophone.com. Also, ask at gramophone.com. It would be my pleasure to help you out with any of your questions about anything that we featured here on the channel. Give me a like if you enjoyed this video, put a comment down below, and subscribe to the Gramophone channel for all of your audio and home theater needs. And of course, tell me what you think of the L82 Classic and what you want to see from us in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's a pleasure being able to serve you guys in this way. Be seeing you.